Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great weekend. Welcome to our reading for Saturday, August 15th and Sunday, August 16th. So I'll be using a total of 4 different cards, 2 for Saturday from the Magical Mermaids and Dolphins, and 2 for Sunday from the Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose Oracle cards. So let's start with Saturday's affirmation. I nourish myself by saying no when I mean no and yes when I mean yes. I know what I want and do not have to apologize for it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the first 2 cards. Well, actually, these are the only 2 cards that I'll be using for Saturday. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you those since there are only 2 cards. Self-employment. You're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. And playtime. The dolphins know the importance of playing as joy creates miracles and manifestation. So if you're someone who hates your job and you've been looking for a new job, you've been thinking about moving in a new direction, the self-employment card is a really big hint that you're not meant to be working for anyone else. You're meant to have your own business. So if you're someone who's already self-employed, this is also a really good card to see. I especially like the line that your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So if you're feeling discouraged, if maybe things are not moving as quickly as you hope they would, if you're not seeing success right now, just know that this is something that might come in time. I feel like your business is divinely protected, and even if you don't see opportunities now, even if you don't see that things are working out, I feel like you just have to just hang in there and just keep doing what you're doing. And the next card, playtime, indicates that some of you might just be working yourselves a little too hard. And I know that starting a business can be really scary for some people. Leaving your job can be scary, but I recommend that you actually stay at your present job while you're trying to start a new business. And when your business takes off, then you can leave your present job. But things happen for a reason. If you feel that you're just not happy at your job, if you hate the idea of waking up and going to work each day, if you don't get along with your coworkers or your boss, it might be for a reason, because if you were happy there, then there would not be a reason for you to move away from that job. This card is a reminder that being self-employed is what some of you are meant to be doing. So your guides always want what's best for you in life. And that is the reason why some of you are not happy doing what you're doing. That is why some of you are feeling drawn in a new direction. And we did have another reading just yesterday that was encouraging. That was Thursday. That was encouraging some of you to follow your bliss. So if you're feeling called to do something else for a living, then go for it. Focus on your passions in life. Life is short. We're only here for a certain time, and then we move on to another existence. So you really have to make the most of this life and just go for it. Don't be afraid to pursue your dreams. And if you're someone who's already self-employed and you're struggling with that, I feel like the self-employment card is a really good reminder for you not to give up, because I especially like the line that your business is surrounded by magical opportunities, and although you might not see those opportunities right now, although you may be struggling, if you hang in there, if you don't give up, then eventually I feel like this card is saying that you will begin to experience some kind of success. But be careful for those of you who are working too hard. The playtime card is encouraging you to take some time off, to relax, to do things that you enjoy. And for those of you who are stuck at those jobs that you do not like, or if you're dreaming about doing something that you've always wanted to do for a living, if you're dreaming about your fantasy job, your dream job, then the playtime card is definitely a card that you will want to see. Because I feel like it's telling you that once you are self-employed, once you have your own business, whether this is something related to art or music or whatever it is that your heart desires, whatever it is that you want to do for a living, you're going to have more time to relax and enjoy life, to take vacations, to spend time with the family. You'll be able to work your job around your own schedule. And sometimes that can be a little tricky when you're your own boss, because you have to be self-motivated. I'm someone who knows, and you have to be really disciplined. And it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of work and commitment. But the thing about working for someone else is that you normally have a set schedule that you have to adhere to. You have rules that you have to follow, and you have people that you have to answer to. But when you're your own boss, you can make your own schedule. If your family is doing something and you want to spend time with them, you have that flexibility to be able to do that. And you also have the option of not working if for some reason you wake up and you just don't feel motivated to work that day. So I feel like being self-employed is going to bring you a lot of opportunities and a lot of freedom that some of you have really been craving in life. So again, if you're feeling like you're drawn in a completely different direction, if you have ever dreamt of starting your own business, then I feel like these cards are definitely asking you to go for it. So that concludes the reading for Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and start Sunday's reading. Your affirmation is, water is my favorite beverage. I drink lots of it to cleanse my body and mind. So as I previously said, I'll be using the Soul Lessons and Soul Purpose Oracle cards for Sunday's reading. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. Again, I'm only using 2 cards, so I'm going to show you both of those. Make no judgments and seek hidden treasure. So the make no judgment card sort of indicates to me that there may be people who are really frustrating you right now, who are annoying you, or maybe there are people who have really hurt you or disappointed you, and you're pointing the finger at them and you're criticizing them. And that is a typical human response. We're all human, and we're all going to judge people, and we're all going to criticize people at some point. But seeing the Seek Hidden Treasure card, I'm feeling like you're just being encouraged to understand that even though people might have hurt you, even though they might have done something to disappoint you, and you're feeling bad about it, and you're judging them and criticizing them for it, just understand that there was something that was gained from this. You gained something from this experience. And I know that there's a saying that goes something like, someone once gave me a box of darkness, and it took me years to realize that this too was a gift. So just understand that gifts can come in many different packages in life. And sometimes the most unlikely gifts, the gifts that we don't recognize, are those gifts that end up being really painful when, for example, your ex just breaks up with you and they move on to someone else, but then you realize that this person was cheating on you the entire time, or you end up meeting someone that was much better suited for you. And then later on, when you're completely over that person, you can't even remember what it was that you liked about them so much. But sometimes not getting what you want is a blessing in disguise, and I feel like that is what these cards are trying to remind you of. When you get turned down from a job that you were really interested in, sometimes that happens for a reason. When you get fired from a job, sometimes that happens for a reason, and it frees you up to pursue your dream job, as in the previous reading where we saw the self-employment card. Sometimes when people lose their job, that is what inspires them to go start a new business or to look elsewhere. And sometimes they end up finding something that they are much happier with, or sometimes they end up doing the job that they were meant to be doing. They end up finding their calling. And another thing that we have to be careful about is criticizing other people and judging other people, because when you can see the hidden blessings in this, when you can see from a higher perspective, you understand that nobody's perfect, and just understand that you're going to do things that people are not going to like. You're going to piss people off. You're going to hurt people, and they're going to judge you, and they're going to criticize you for it as well. And just remember, how does that make you feel when you're being criticized, when you're being judged by other people? No one really likes that. And usually criticism comes as a result of when we have people in our lives who fail to live up to the standards or expectations that we hold for them. But you have to understand that everyone is different. Each soul must walk in its own unique path. So people are not going to think the way that you do. They don't have the same morals and standards that you do. We all have different upbringings. We all have different personalities. We're all different to our core, and we were meant to be that way for a reason. But also, some of the things that you're probably judging and criticizing people for are probably the very things that they're meant to be learning in life. Some people are going through situations that you might judge them for, but that might be part of the reason why they're here, for karmic reasons or to learn specific lessons. So, in other words, I'm saying that a lot of the things that people are going through have been arranged before they came here by their higher self, by their guides, by a higher power, in order for them to learn a lesson, in order to make them stronger, in order to deal with karmic reasons. You never really know why people are going through what they're going through. But when we can see from a higher perspective, then you're much more compassionate. But also, just going back to the Seek Hidden Treasure card, a lot of what you're judging people for is probably something that you should actually thank them for. Because a lot of this pain that you've gone through, a lot of rejection, a lot of disappointment, has taught you something, or it's made you stronger, or it's moved you in a different direction, and it's giving you something that is much better suited for you, something that will bring you more joy, more contentment, and more peace in life. Or maybe it's helping you in a way that you do not quite see yet, and that might be for a spiritual reason, maybe for some other reason. So again, they're just asking you to seek the hidden treasure, to focus not so much on the pain, but focus on what you've gained from it. Focus on what you've learned. And when you can do that, I feel like it will help you to let go of the criticism and the judgment. And if you feel like you need to work on forgiveness, it'll help you to do that as well. Okay, everyone, so that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I love you all, and I'll see you on Monday and Tuesday.